New at 4, state testing is going on in our schools, and parents are still pushing to opt out their children. News 4's Angela Christoforos took a look at the numbers to find out how many students are opting out. Angela?
Christy, after the first week of state assessments last week, opting out continues to gain momentum. The number grew in some local districts, and a parent I spoke with says she has opted her kids out again because she says the tests are a waste of time.
This week, state math assessments are underway in schools across New York, but not all students will participate. Williamsville parent Shirley Verico says she's opted her children out of the state tests for the past 4 years.
I actually can check in my district every single day and see in real time how my child individually is doing. So the idea of using a broad-scale standardized test to tell me how my child is doing is absurd.
Verico says she's not against measuring student progress, but says schools put too much emphasis on implementing the Common Core standards in preparation for the tests in April.
Don't focus the entire school year towards this test. Reduce the amount of time that these students are focused on these tests. Reduce the way you're using them.
She's one of several parents in favor of opting out, and some local school districts have seen those numbers increase. So far, 49.1% of students have opted out of state assessments in Lancaster, compared to 44% last year. In Williamsville, so far, 32% of students have opted out, a slight increase from 30% in 2015.
Fiscal cost, time, emotional cost is far too high for the very small amount of data that we get from it.
Verico says her children are being taught social studies and science every other day in 5th and 6th grade to double up on math and English language arts to prepare for the state tests.
I want my kids learning more than ELA and math. I don't send my kids to school 6 and 7 hours a day to practice for a test. I want them to get a full and rich curriculum, and we used to have that. That's why many parents like myself that have older kids have stood up so strongly. It wasn't like this 5, 6, 7 years ago.
The opt-out numbers are fairly low in Buffalo compared to other districts. Nearly 8% of students opted out so far in the Buffalo Public School District for grades 3 through 8. Reporting live in the studio, Angela Christoforos, News 4 at 4.